Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, PDAC 2022 and Commodity TV. And it's our honor and pleasure to talk with Canagold Resources, and Scott Eldridge, the CEO, is here with us for an update. Hey, Scott, good morning to Toronto. How are you?
Oh, I'm excellent, Johan. Thanks for having me here today. I hope you're doing well as well.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time, and I'm doing extremely well after I read through your news release some minutes ago. And I must say, wow, congratulations, 7.5 grams gold per ton over 18.6 meters. Man, that's a great hole, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So our head office is in Vancouver, and I'm over in Toronto at the PDAC convention, and I just took a break from the floor there to come up and have an opportunity to speak to you. And the event is very well attended, and there's definitely a buzz in the air, and people are excited that they can travel and come to conferences again. And gold is definitely on the forefront of people's minds, and that's been a hot topic of conversation. Gold price, gold equities, valuations, etc. So our news release is extremely timely because I can be here in Toronto to talk to many people about our most recent results, which, as you said, came out this morning. And the highlight of the news release is a new vein for us. This is not an infill hole. This is an entirely new vein that does not contain any resources. So as everyone knows, we have 1 million ounces at 10 grams. And this would fall under the category of potential for resource expansion, where we've hit 7.5 grams over 18.6 meters. And 18.6 meters is a lengthy hole here because our average mining widths on the deposit are 3 meters. So not only is it a new vein, we see an opportunity that with a bit more work, this could more than likely fall well within the parameters of being economic and included in our mine plan.
Fantastic. And I saw also in the news release that you stated that this is below the resource, well below. So it shows to me like exceptional depth potential through that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the last 12 months, we've drilled 30,000 meters, which has primarily been focused on infill drilling. But when any project goes through the exercise of definition drilling, you're not just infill drilling, but you're also trying to define the boundaries of the deposit. So where does it actually end? Because you need to know that information before you go into a feasibility study. So for us, we're continuously being pleasantly surprised that we're not finding the end of this deposit, which is great. It means it's growing. So it's definitely music to our ears that the maximum depth of our current resource, as you mentioned, is 600 meters below surface. And this new vein, plus or minus, is about 50 meters deeper. So we're now going into the 650 meter level. And it's hard to throw numbers out there, but the million ounces is a base case, and we have visibility here where this could be a 1.2, 1.4 million ounce type deposit with more drilling. There's no geological evidence that's showing us this ends, which we're trying to accomplish, but we're just getting more and more surprises as we continue to drill. Pleasant surprises.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Very positive surprises. Please surprise us in the future also. No, great. I mean, that looks really fantastic. Polaris is a former mine, of course. Yeah, so we know there is gold definitely, but it looks like you guys found the depth extensions and really now have to infill this whole thing. You have completed by the end of February this year a 30,000 meter program in 54 drill holes. So how many holes you have released so far, and how many holes we can still wait for?
So today's news release published 7 holes. So we've now released results on 50 out of the 54 holes. So we still have 4 more results to come. And I would encourage everyone to continue to follow us because the new results will likely be just as good, if not better, than what we've seen today. And just circling back to today's results, it's not just one intercept in the new vein, it's actually 2. A second intercept there is about 12 grams over 2.3 meters. And again, that falls within the economics of being amenable to mining here at 10 grams underground at the project. But interestingly, with these new intercepts, within the news release, we've published the top 10 results for the entire 30,000 meter drill program. So the 50 holes that we've released. And of today's results, 3 of them have made the top 10. So we now have a new number 5, a new number 7, and a new number 10. They're all in today's news release. And even more interestingly than that, Johan, they're all from 3 different veins. The number 5 is the new vein, the number 7 is the C10 vein, and the number 10 hole is the C West main vein. And only the C West main vein has defined resources. The new vein that's unnamed at this point, as well as the C10, those are our resource expansion opportunities. There's no known existing resources there, but that's where the blue sky potential lies in these mesothermal deposits, where as you try and define the boundaries, you're running into these pleasant surprises on echelon or parallel veins. And we're seeing the same grade and same thickness that would fall in the mine plan of the C West main vein. So we're just getting more and more encouraged, and we're pretty excited here that we just continue to unlock shareholder value with this drilling.
Absolutely. No, I see it the same way. I saw also that you are now drilling infill holes with a depth of 300 to 650 meters, let's say, to fine tune your resource calculation for the future, that you can use then it for a future feasibility study. What's the status now?
So our goal with the drilling, which is sort of a combination of infill and step out, as we've talked about, is to deliver an NI 43-101 resource that would exceed 1 million ounces of measured and indicated. And that would be the foundation for us to commence our feasibility study, because the measured and indicated becomes your future proven and probable reserves once you have a mine plan as part of your feasibility study. So we're moving closer and closer in that direction. We continue to de-risk the project from multiple angles, not just the resource. But to really answer your question, we'll look to start the full feasibility study next year once we've galvanized our inferred and moved it up to M&I.
Okay, super. So that means you intend to bring that baby into production maybe then?
Well, if you look at our timelines, we're about 2 years from being shovel ready. And as you know from our preliminary economic assessment, we do have a fairly modest capital cost. It's $110 million US to build the project. And for a commercial scale gold mine that could produce 80 or 100,000 ounces a year at $530 all-in sustaining costs, that's a fairly low capital hurdle. And we've got a team that's done this before, myself, Brad Cook, Gary Biles, Troy Gill. It's a team with an extensive background of success in the mining industry, building mines, selling mines, M&A. And if we don't develop this project ourselves, there's certainly an opportunity for our shareholders that we get taken out in an M&A transaction by a larger company.
And hopefully at higher prices.
Absolutely.
Yep. Definitely. No, and I mean, even if you figure in, let's say, the inflation of the last 12 months, even if you move to $150 or $160 million in the capex, I mean, still that's a no-brainer. And if your AISC go to 600 or 650, I mean, who cares with those gold prices, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the economics of the PEA are very robust. I always like to look at the IRR. We hit 56% after tax. But we ran those numbers at $1,500 gold. So if you run the numbers at today's spot price, we can absolutely absorb the inflation that we're experiencing across the world. The biggest inflation component for us would be diesel. But we factor all those numbers into our economics. And at these gold prices, the project is still extremely robust. The PEA had an NPV of over $300 million US. But as I said, with 110 million capex, so I like to look at that NPV to capex ratio, and we hit 3-to-1 at $1,500 gold, which is fairly unique for a gold project.
Definitely, absolutely. Last question, because I saw this on Stockwatch. There was a little news on that Eric Sprott sold his shares. Funny enough, at a premium. Yeah, so somebody had to accept the premium, and he sold it to another party. Can you talk about it? Is it too early, or can you say at least it went to friendly hands?
Yeah, absolutely. So that news release came out on Friday, and we were trading at 28 cents. And the two parties transacted at 32 cents, so a significant premium to the share price on Friday. And all I can really say is that it went into friendly hands. people that are already shareholders in the company that are taking a bigger stake because they're very pleased with what we're doing, and they just love the high grade nature of the project. The high grade gold mines are just becoming more rare around the world, where all the production is skewed to these open pits. So we feel that we have a gem here at New Polaris, and some of our shareholders are stepping up and taking a bigger position, which is always positive.
Yeah, that's always good. I mean, they must be really happy after your news release today. So they did the right thing, I would say. I'm not sure if Eric is that happy, but we will see that.
Okay. And, more news to come.
Yeah, super. Perfect. Scott, thank you very much for the update. We look forward to your next news releases, hopefully the next, 1-2 weeks. And I would say, please keep the drills turning and please us with such more good results. And yeah, I think, like you said it, you have a nice gem in your hands here.
Thank you very much, Johan. Looking forward to the next update.
Super. Thank you very much. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Canagold Resources with Scott Eldridge, the CEO for PDAC 2022 and Commodity TV. And you heard it, fantastic drill results today. And this is a proof of concept. This is a proof that New Polaris looks really great. And the next set of drill results is around the corner. So I would suggest really stay tuned, because with those drill results and the discovery of a new vein, I think the expansion of the resource update will be very nice. And you heard it already, they want to start also the feasibility study or pre-feasibility study then next year. So those are all very, very good things. And it is a high-grade project, and those are really, really rare in this world. And still, the company is way too cheap. Have a look at Canagold Resources. Thanks for watching us. Bye-bye from Switzerland for PDAC 2022.